The drama begins as the main lead, Yang, is passing through a snowstorm. Just then a man asks him, "Are you Yang?" He says, "No," and walks ahead. Then he turns back and says to the man, "Public transport is closed today because of the snowstorm, so you should take a taxi," and leaves. The female main lead, Yin Guo, comes to a bar with her cousin. She needs to book a room, so she goes towards the window while on a call. On the other side, Yang sees her from a window. Then he comes to where Yin Guo's cousin is sitting. Yang's friend is also there. They both start talking. Then he asks Yin Guo's cousin, "Did you come here alone?" He replies, "No, I came with my older sister. She went to talk on the phone." Just then, Yin Guo arrives and tells her cousin, "I've asked them to book a room. I'm going to sleep for a bit." When her cousin wakes her up, Yang is standing in front of them, offering them a drink. He says, "These drinks are from me." Yin Guo asks her cousin, "Do you know these two?" Her cousin says, "When you were on the phone, I went over to them. They were both speaking Chinese because they don't live in China but in another country." Yang tells his friend, "He got a taxi. I can wait." So he says to Yin Guo, "Yang got a taxi. When you find a hotel, he will give you a ride." Yin Guo says, "I would feel bad troubling you." Yang says, "It's just a ride. Besides, we've already become friends with your cousin." Just then, Yin Guo gets a call. They've found a room, she tells her cousin. Then, Yang's taxi arrives, and the four of them get in and leave. Yin Guo takes a picture of the taxi's license plate, and Yang sees her doing it. When they reach the hotel, Yin Guo thanks Yang for the ride. As he is about to say bye and leave, Yin Guo's cousin runs up to him and says, "Add me on chat. I want to treat you to dinner." And they both add each other on chat. When he returns home, the door is locked. He goes to a restaurant. The restaurant is closed, but its owner lets him in. He knows Yang and asks him, "Where is your roommate?" He says, "I don't know. I don't talk to him much." Yang asks him, "Let me spend the night here," and then lies down right there. It's a very small space. He places chairs in front of him and lies down to sleep. The next morning, Yin Guo and her cousin come down for breakfast. Her cousin tells her, "Yang is a good guy. You should meet him and thank him. He helped us so much." He tells her, "You should also add him on chat and invite him to dinner." She's still thinking when her cousin grabs her mobile and adds him. Yin Guo asks for her phone back and says, "I hadn't even thought about whether I would add him on chat or not." Yin Guo messages Yang, thanks him, and invites him to dinner. He replies, "You won't be scared now, will you?" She says, "Sorry, but the weather was so bad last night, and I didn't trust you." He tells her, "I am going to the university." Her cousin says, "We should follow him." But she says, "Treating someone to dinner certainly doesn't mean we should follow him. That's not right." Then the two cousins go to cross the road. Yin Guo's cousin is behaving strangely. He tells her, "Yang gave me 2 tickets and invited us to his campus." She doesn't want to go, but they both take the train to the university to meet Yang. Now, Yang gets a message from Yin Guo. Yin Guo has sent him money for yesterday's taxi and drinks. She tells him, "I would really appreciate it if you would accept this." After seeing Yang's reply, Yin Guo tells her cousin, "When we reach the campus, give him the money for yesterday because he returned my money to me." Her cousin is sleepy and says, "I will." Meanwhile, Yang's friend arrives and says to him, "Your teacher's daughter is coming from us so far to meet you, and you're ignoring her. This is not right." Hearing this, Yang gets upset and tells him, "Leave me alone." Yin Guo and her cousin go to eat burgers. Just then, Yin Guo's cousin messages Yang to ask where he is. He replies, "He has already left from here." Yin Guo's cousin tells her, "Now that we're here, let's look around." Yin Guo commented on her cousin's post, "Yang isn't as great as you're making him out to be." Yang saw the comment immediately. Her cousin replied, "You did that on purpose so he would see it, didn't you?" She replies, "I don't know if he's watching." He then tells her, "You are talking under a post," and she feels very embarrassed. Now Yang calls someone and says, "There are 2 students coming here. Please take care of them." Yin Guo's cousin tells her that a message from Yang has come. "You guys came to treat me to dinner, but now I will treat you to dinner. But someone else will come in my place." His sister replies, "Okay, you pay the bill. We have to give him his money anyway." Then, Yang is at his friend's house. A lady is also there, whom they both call sister. They all sit down for dinner, and the lady says, "Jiang is in trouble. He wants to talk to Yang." Yang says, "I have neither the money nor the connections. I can't help him." The lady says, "He needs neither money nor connections." Yang says, "I can't help him in any way." She says, "This is a matter between you 2 brothers. I won't get into it." Then she takes out 2 boxes from her bag and gives them to him. "My mom gave these," to which he says, "Thanks, sister, but I don't need them." She replies, "So you finally accepted me as your sister." In the next scene, Yang's sister leaves. Yin Guo's cousin tells her Yang's classmate is going to show him around the university, to which she says, "Now you'll bother him too?" Then, she messages Yang to thank him. In reply, he sends a coffee emoji. She starts wondering about the meaning of this emoji. Then, a week later, they are in a city in Poland. Yinguo's younger cousin, Tian, tells her, "You've been busy with your training and I've been bored. You don't care about me at all." She tells him, "I'll go with you today." He gets happy hearing this. They go for coffee. There is a huge rush there. They both go and sit with Yang. Tian asks him, "It must have taken you a lot of time to get here." He tells him, "A friend of mine was in trouble. I came to help him." Tian asks him, "How often do you come here?" He replies, "Almost every 2 or 3 months." Yinguo gets a message from her friend, so she asks Yang, "Where can I get coffee beans from here?" He tells her, "Come with me. There's a shop." She says, "No, just tell me the name of the shop. I'll get them myself." Yang says, "It's on my way." Then the three of them leave from there. Yang takes her to a shop and lets her taste coffee beans. She tells him, "If you're in a hurry, you can go," because he was repeatedly looking at his watch, and he leaves. After getting the coffee beans, she gives them to her cousin and goes to meet her friend. While they are eating, her friend tells her, "Snooker is played here, and every Saturday professional players come to play." The three of them go there too. Yinguo is surprised to see that Yang was about to play snooker there. She learns that he is very good at this game, and he wins the match and says, "Hi," to Yinguo. Her friends ask her, "You know him?" Then a man also asks Yang, "Is she your friend?" He replies in Chinese, "I hope so." Then Yinguo tells them, "Yes, we are friends." Then that man announces, "Today's drinks are on Yang." Everyone gets very happy. He did this only for Yinguo. Then Yang and Yinguo talk to each other. Yang tells her, "I'll drop you off." When they both come outside, it is snowing, which makes them feel good. Yinguo starts to book a taxi and he asks her, "You don't like to go by subway?" She tells him, "I often forget. I don't understand it." So Yang tells her, "Follow me." Then they both walk to the station. Arriving there, she asks Yang, "Do you also like to play snooker?" He says, "I came here for the first time." Yinguo says, "We haven't had a formal introduction." Then she starts to explain, "Actually, my cousin got admission in the university, and he wanted to come here early. He wanted to get used to this environment, so I came with him because his parents were worried. He is my cousin." Yang says, "You checked all my legal documents." She says, "I am embarrassed about that day. I just saw that you are 27 years old, 6 years older than me." Yang says, "I completed my bachelor's in 6 months. I stayed in China for 6 years. Everything felt meaningless to me, so I came here. I'm studying communication. It will be completed this year. If you want to ask anything else, you can." Yinguo thinks, "It feels like I'm introducing myself to someone on a blind date." Yinguo messages Tian, "Order a burger and pizza for me because by the time I arrive the shops will be closed and I'm very hungry." As soon as she sends the message, the signal drops. She starts moving her mobile around. Yang asks her, "What happened?" She tells him, "There's no signal," and shows him her mobile. He reads her message and immediately messages his friend to reserve a table. Then he asks her, "Are you hungry?" Yang says, "I haven't had dinner either." Yinguo gets ready to eat. Then they both leave from there, and he keeps moving Yinguo to the side. She thinks, maybe he only walks on one side. Yang tells her, "Because of the stairs. There are stairs here that are hidden due to the snow. I don't want you to fall." Then they both go inside the shop. In the next scene, when Yinguo goes to the restroom, Yang's friend asks him, "How did you meet her again?" Yang says, "She came to the snooker room today and she's here for the 9-ball open." Yang's friend starts talking to Yinguo. He tells her, "I am also going to participate in the 9-ball open." They both shake hands, which Yang doesn't like. Then they ask to order. So Yang goes to place the order. Then Yang's friend asks Yinguo, "You're here for 3 months, so where will you stay?" She says, "I'm thinking of renting a house." He tells her, "The house where I live, you can rent a room in it. I will talk to my landlord." Then the three of them eat noodles, and when they come out, Yang's friend shows Yinguo the building where he lives. Then he says bye and leaves. Yang goes to drop Yinguo at her hotel. Yinguo tells him, "I tried the hot dog from the gas station nearby and its taste was very bad." When they reach the hotel, Yinguo is saying thanks when Tian comes there. He says hello to Yang. Yang tells Yinguo, "Your cousin is here." She says bye to him and starts to open the door, but she can't. So Yang starts to open the door and his watch hits Yinguo's ear. Yang feels very bad. Then when he leaves, Yinguo asks Tian, "What are you doing down here?" He says, "Yang messaged me to come and get you from downstairs. He was worried because people in the bar downstairs are quite drunk." Yang comes to buy the same hot dog that Yinguo had mentioned. Then he messages Yinguo, "Did you hurt your ear?" She replies, "It's just a slight rash." Yang immediately takes off his watch from that hand and wears it on the other. When Yang comes home and is eating that same hot dog, his friend Wu Wei tells him, "Why did you buy this? Its taste is so bad." He says, "I think its taste is fine." Wu Wei says, "You gave her a good treat and are eating such a cheap hot dog yourself." Yang says, "Someone just told me that its taste is very bad. I wanted to try it." Wu Wei says, "You have a crush on Yinguo." He remains silent and goes to do the laundry. On the other hand, Yinguo tells Tian, "Let's rent a room." this will save us money. And anyway, when your university starts, we will need a room. Just then, she gets a message from Yang. He asks her, why haven't you slept yet? She replies, the noodles were very good. Then he tells her about an even better noodle shop and says, I'll take you there for noodles. She says, it seems you enjoy treating people to food. Yang starts to smile. Tian tells Yinguo, if it's decided that we have to leave from here, then I'll go and pack my things quickly. Yinguo tells him, if Wu Wei has a girlfriend, she shouldn't have any trouble because of us. To which Tian says, there's nothing like that because both Yang and Wu Wei are single. And that's what she wanted to hear. When Yang comes into the room to sleep, Wu Wei tells him, today wasn't your birthday, was it? He replies, you know I don't like to celebrate my birthday. He says, yes, that's fine, but you could have eaten good food. Yang says, I ate noodles, and I love eating noodles on my birthday. Meanwhile, Tian tells Yinguo, Wu Wei posted something on his account and then deleted it. She asks him, what did he post? He tells her, he wrote in the post that Yang has a crush on someone. What kind of girls would Yang like? Yinguo says, how would I know what kind of girl he would like? Tian tells her, Yang is a pretty good guy and he's single right now, so try to talk to him more. She gives him snacks and sends him to his room to sleep. Wu Wei tells Yang that Yinguo is ready to share the rent, but the landlord only rents rooms to students, and these two are sisters. Yang starts to go somewhere, so he asks him, where are you going? Yang says, to talk to the landlord. Wu Wei says, yes, he will listen to you because you helped his son a lot with his studies. The next day when Yang comes out of his room, many students in Zhang have come to meet him. Zhang says, they came to meet you last week too but couldn't. I've brought them all for the youth competition. Everyone is calling him Junior Master. Yang says, I left the club a long time ago so I am not a Junior Master anymore, and leaves to have breakfast. Yang goes to the same restaurant. Its owner asks him, the girl who was with you last night was very pretty. When did you meet her? Yang says, the night I slept here, I met her that very night. The owner says, you talked very little to her last night. Yang says, I used to talk a lot before, because of which I have hurt many people. The owner says, if you don't tell her how you feel, she will never know. Yang says, I prefer to treat her to food instead. On the other side, Yinguo comes with her friend to play snooker, and her friend is teasing her with Yang's name. On the other side, Zhang also arrives at the hotel. Seeing him, Yang comes out of the hotel. Zhang says, we meet so rarely, why don't we play snooker together? Yang agrees. As they are about to leave, Zhang says, I can't believe I'm seeing you here. We both used to be late for class. Yang says, now I am capable of doing whatever I want. The students are asking Wu Wei about Zhang and Yang. Wu Wei tells them, Mr. He, who was a snooker coach, Zhang and Yang are his last students. Before retiring, he decided to train two children. The students say, we heard that Yang was only 13 years old when he won the championship. Wu Wei says, yes, that's true. He was an international champion, but the first championship was won by Zhang, and later, by Yang. On the other side, Zhang and Yang come to play snooker. Zhang says, Wu Wei posted something on WeChat. He asks about Yinguo, and he says, I met her some time ago. Don't listen to Wu Wei's talk. Zhang says, I heard that you are applying for a PhD, and he says yes. Zhang says, when will you come back? He asks, why are you asking all this? Zhang says, if you don't want to come back, then why do you practice every day? Yang says, it's my habit, and life here is very boring, and I only enjoy playing snooker. Zhang says, I still remember the first time you came to play snooker. Yang says, yes, that day I also ate 2 bowls of noodles. It was raining a lot that day, and it took me a lot of time to find the hotel because there was a restaurant and a hair salon there. Zhang says, now that whole area is ours. Yang says, then congratulations to you. Your career is going so well. In the next scene, when Yang returns home, he asks Wu Wei, are they shifting? Wu Wei says, yes, they will shift next week. Hearing this, Yang takes out a table and places it in Yinguo's room. Seeing this, Wu Wei says, if you put this table in her room, where will I keep my books? Yang says, you don't read books. Then he picks up his floor cushion and is about to put it in her room. Wu Wei says, this is my favorite. He says, I'll buy you a new one. He says, you shouldn't get a girlfriend because you will give all your stuff to her. When Yang is spraying the room, Wu Wei asks him, what are you doing? Yang tells him, you needed to buy a coffee machine for yourself. Go and buy it. I will pay for it. He gets happy. Yang asks him, am I a good guy? Wu Wei says, you have a quick temper and sometimes you can be selfish. Yang says, I am asking from a girl's perspective. Wu Wei says, when we were in China, you were very popular among girls. If you don't know this, it's your loss. Then, Wu Wei comes to meet Yinguo and Tian. Tian asks him, when will Yang be back? Wu Wei says, he is very busy, and besides, he comes to meet me after 2 or 3 months. Wu Wei tells them, he helped a lot in convincing the landlord. Tian says, then we should thank him. Yinguo asks, will he come after 2 months now? Wu Wei says, when will you go home? She says, I will go only after the competition. Wu Wei says, you might meet him before you leave, or you might not meet him at all. Yinguo doesn't like hearing this. Yinguo sends a thank you message to Yang. Meanwhile, Yang is teaching a class. Two Chinese girls come to him and say, "You helped us a lot this semester, so we thank you and invite you for dinner." He refuses them. Yinguo and Tian move into Wu Wei's house. Yinguo has set up her room. Seeing this, Tian says, "My sister's room has a wardrobe, a bookshelf, and even a sofa. My room doesn't have all these facilities." Wu Wei says, "Your sister deserves the best things." Tian says, "You're right about that." Yinguo tells Wu Wei, "The place where you practice, can you take me there?" He says, "Pack your things. Let's go." When they both go there, Wu Wei tells the boss, this is Yang's friend, and they will use his table. He says, if she is Yang's friend, then she is a friend to all of us. Then they both come into the snooker room. Wu Wei tells her, Yang comes here to practice every day. She says, only a professional player would do that. Wu Wei says, it would be better if he told you all this himself. I have to go to work. And then he leaves. The boss tells Yinguo that if she needs anything, she should let him know. Yinguo thinks that Yang has connections with everyone. Yinguo is practicing when Yang arrives. She is surprised and asks him, weren't you in class? And you come after 2 months. He says, I was free these days, so I came. Yinguo offers to play a game with him. A game starts between the two of them. Yinguo says, you are hiding your skills here. I'm not afraid. It's not a problem for me even if I lose. Yang plays a shot. After the game, when they come to the counter to pay, Yang says, today is your first day of practice, so the payment will be on me. She refuses. Seeing this, the boss says, why are you two arguing? Today's game is on me. They say thanks. Then the boss tells Yang, you will have to teach my son the game too. He says yes. Then they both come home. Wu Wei and Tian are not at home. Yinguo tells him that she received a message that they both went to see the opera. Then Yinguo and Yang eat together and talk a lot. Yinguo asks him, don't you miss home? He tells her, I miss home a lot. I miss my grandpa a lot. Yinguo tells him about the post he made for Yang. Yinguo says, don't be sad. If you work for someone, he will surely understand you. Yang says, do I look sad to you? She smiles and wishes him good luck. When Yinguo is about to clear the dishes, he stops her saying, I haven't finished eating yet. She says, but the hot pot is finished. He says, I'm about to make spaghetti. Just then, Yinguo gets a call from her grandma, who asks about Tian. Just then, cousin Xiaodong also arrives, who tells Yinguo to focus on the game and win. Hearing his voice, Yang is shocked. He tells them to let him talk to Yang, as he helped them, and they should thank him. When she comes out, he is not there. After the call ends, Xiaodong asks his grandma for the names of Yinguo's roommates. Yang and Xiaodong had already met at the club. After finishing the call, Yinguo comes and tells him, my cousin and grandma wanted to thank you. He asks her, you have a cousin too? She tells him that he is her cousin who taught her snooker. At night, neither Yinguo nor Yang can sleep. Yang comes outside her room and tells her, tomorrow, I am taking your cousin out somewhere. Wu Wei will be with me and we won't be back until afternoon. So, will you be able to stay home alone until then? She replies, yes, I have training tomorrow, so I'll be fine. Then, they both stand by the door. In the next scene, when Wu Wei returns home, Yang tells him, Xiaodong is Yinguo's older cousin. Wu Wei says, this is really bad for you. When Yinguo gets ready and comes out, they are all ready to leave. They all ask her to go with them, but she refuses. On everyone's insistence, she also gets ready to go with them. Then they all eat. Yang brings the famous local soup for Yinguo. When Wu Wei sees them both, he tells Tian, come with me, I'll show you a place, and leaves them alone. Wu Wei messages Yang, I've taken the third wheel away. Now you two can talk peacefully, and I'll tell you a place where couples go. Yang asks Yinguo to have ice cream. Hearing the name of ice cream, she immediately agrees. When they both arrive at the ice cream shop, the shop is closed. Yang tells Wu Wei that the shop is closed. He says, oh, I forgot. This shop closes in October. Yang tells Yinguo, this shop is closed. I'll take you somewhere else. Then they both go to another restaurant. The owner of the restaurant is Yang's friend. He asks him to bring ice cream, and right in front of Yinguo, he tells him, you brought a girl on a date and did no research on it? Yinguo is very surprised. Yang takes him aside and asks him to bring ice cream. Then he comes to them with ice cream. Yinguo asks Yang, after graduation, will you go back to China? He says, I haven't thought about it yet. She also asks him to participate in the competition. Yang brings a drink for her, and after drinking it, she says, its taste is very good. Just then, Wu Wei and Tian also arrive. Seeing the drink, Wu Wei tells Yang, now don't say you don't like her. Yang takes Yinguo to the snooker room. He orders 2 coffees. An alarm goes off, and Yang picks up his bag and starts to leave. He tells her, I will be back in 2 weeks. If you need anything, just message me. As he is leaving, he comes to the counter to pay, but the boss refuses to take the money and tells him, keep the money and take her to a nice restaurant. He says, that's what I'm doing. Just then, a girl comes there and tells Yang, I'll take care of your girlfriend. Yang says, she is not my girlfriend yet. When Yinguo is practicing, she gets a call from her coach. She asks him about Yang when he won the competition. The coach tells her, my wife was his coach. He won the competition on his debut. Your cousin also participated in the competition that year. He knows him well. Why don't you ask him? Just then, another coach arrives who knows about Yang. He says, Yang was a very good student of Mr. He, but he was not good with discipline. Zhang was his senior. After Mr. He, Zhang handles everything now. If you guys say so, I can get you in touch with Zhang. Yin Guo says, my cousin hates him. If he finds out, he will scold me a lot. Zhao Dong tells his friend, first, we will go to meet Yin Guo. Yin Guo shares some photos of drinks on her WeChat and writes in the caption what year these drinks are from. Yang replies, the year you were born. Yang asks his friend, am I boring? He says, no, but why are you asking? Yang says, she says that whenever we meet, we just eat. There are no other activities. Have I been poor since childhood that I feel happiness only by eating? His friend says, you are so busy this semester and traveling so much on top of that. You will get sick like this. Yang says, I am managing everything very well. Anyway, I won't be coming here from next week. Just then, Yang gets a message from Yin Guo. She has sent the location of a restaurant and says in a voice note, have you tried this restaurant? Its taste is very good. My friend tried it from here and next time I will take you there. And this time you will not refuse because friends treat friends. Yang smiles after hearing the message. When Yin Guo goes home, Zhang is there with students. She says hi to all of them and starts to go to her room. Coming into the room, she says to herself, he is a snooker player, and he has come for the 9-ball championship. I should stay here until all these people leave, otherwise it will be very awkward. The students start asking Zhang who she is. He says, she is Tian's sister. Wu Wei also arrives. Zhang starts to say, why is she staying at your house? What is going on between you two? Wu Wei says, I have nothing to do with her. When Zhang finds out that Yang likes Yin Guo, he doesn't like it. Yin Guo starts watching a show on her mobile. When she gets tired, she comes to the door and looks. She doesn't hear any sound. She thinks that everyone has left. When she comes out, everyone is sitting there. Just then, Yang also comes out of the other room. Seeing him, she thinks, he wasn't supposed to come this week. Zhang says, Yang told all of us that you should be quiet. You are resting. Yin Guo gets embarrassed and takes the ice cream back to her room. She gets a message from Yang. What are you doing? She says, I am eating ice cream. He says, come to the laundry. I need to talk to you. Yin Guo takes her clothes and goes to the laundry. Yang also follows her. In the next scene, they both are in the laundry room. Yang says, Zhang is saying that he has met you before. Yin Guo says, Zhang participated in a competition with my cousin in China, so I know him from then. Yang asks her about her cousin. Then a man comes and sits there, because of which they both become quiet and start talking to each other through messages on the phone. Yang asks Yin Guo, I want to ask you something. Do you have a boyfriend? I want to chase you. She is shocked after reading this message and doesn't reply. Yang says, there's a signal issue here, so I'm going outside, and gets up and goes out. Yin Guo thinks, is he joking with me? This is such an awkward situation that he asked me this to my face. Yang's friend Chung brings a jacket for him, and he asks him, it's been 10 years. Have you still not contacted me? Yang says, our paths changed, and besides, I didn't know what to talk to you about. Hearing this, Chung hugs him. Chung asks, will Xiaodong let you meet her? He says, I haven't thought about that yet. Yin Guo is coming back from doing the laundry when the two of them are leaving. When Yin Guo comes home, she tells Yang, I was supposed to take you out for dinner. If you are free, we can go. He doesn't answer, so she says, never mind, we'll go in 2 or 3 weeks, and goes into her room. Just then, he calls her. Yang says, there's no need to open the door. Just tell me if we can go for dinner tomorrow at 10 o'clock. She says yes. Wu Wei also comes there and tells him, you two have started dating. He tells him to be quiet. Yin Guo comes out of the house. She calls her friend and asks, if someone confesses their feelings to you, what should you do? She says, if you like him, you should tell him. And if you don't like him, you should ignore him. Then she starts asking about Yang, but Yin Guo makes an excuse of a weak signal and cuts the call. Then she goes into a shop. Yang is worried about Yin Guo, so he also stands at a little distance from her. She buys something from the shop and then comes home. Yang has already come home before she arrives. She asks Yang, why aren't you asleep yet? He says, I am studying something. She is about to go to her room, then she tells him, will you try this? She puts some candies in a glass and immediately goes to her room. He smiles while looking at the heart-shaped candies. Wu Wei wakes up and tells him, you are eating candy at night. You will get a cavity in your teeth. Yang says, you should go to sleep. The next morning, Yin Guo comes to the kitchen. Yang is making breakfast and offers her some too, so she agrees. They both come to a restaurant. They talk to each other while having breakfast. They both come out of the restaurant. A couple asks them to take their picture, so they take their picture. After getting their picture taken, the couple asks them to take a picture, so they both also get their picture taken. Yin Guo smiles looking at the picture. Yang says, I will send you this picture. Then they both go to the station and get on the train from their respective stops and tell each other to message when they get home. As soon as Yin Guo reaches home, she has messages from Yang. He has reached. Yin Guo messages him that she has reached home safely. Then she messages him, I read yesterday's message and I don't have a boyfriend. He replies, I knew it. She asks, how did you know? Did my cousin tell you? He says, if you had a boyfriend, you wouldn't have come out with me yesterday. She smiles. Wu Wei also comes there. Seeing them happy, he messages Yang. Yinguo looks very happy. Did something happen between you two? He doesn't reply to this message. In the next scene, they are having an advance party for completing different graduations. Yang asks them, after leaving here, what have you thought about going back? They say, we haven't thought about it yet because if we go there, we will have to start from zero. Yang says, before, I only used to think about today, but now I have to think about my future too. His two friends can't understand this. Yin Guo meets the owner of the ramen shop. He asks her, are you going back? She says, yes, I am going back. I will give you a ticket. You must come to see my game. He says, I will buy it myself and will definitely come to see your game. When she leaves from there, he looks at her sadly and thinks, Yang hasn't even dated her yet, and she is leaving so soon. When Yin Guo comes home, she hears Tian's voice. When she looks happily, Xiaodong is also standing with Tian. Then they all come inside the house. Xiaodong asks, where is Yang? I came here to meet him. Do you people have his contact number? You are so close to him. Yin Guo says, we don't know about his schedule. Tian tells them that he has come downstairs. Just then, Yin Guo thinks, are these two going to fight now? And she goes to open the door. Yang comes inside and seeing Xiaodong, he says, if you want to talk to me, you will have to wait. Yin Guo and Tian go into the room. Xiaodong tells Yang, I came here for you, and it's a pity that you quit playing. Yang says, talk about something else. Why has a world champion like you come to talk to me? Xiaodong says, what happened to your pride? He says, I have grown up now, and all those things have become a part of the past. Xiaodong talks about Yin Guo. He says, nice trick. Xiaodong says, let's go to the billiard room downstairs. I want to see if you are even capable of chasing my sister. Yang says, you don't need to make excuses to play snooker. He says, see you downstairs. When Tian looks outside, there is no one there. He tells Yin Guo that it seems his brother has left. Yin Guo quickly comes and knocks on Yang's room door and asks, did my cousin say anything to you? He says, wait, I'm changing. He changes and comes out. Yin Guo keeps looking at him because he is formally dressed to play snooker. He tells her, your cousin invited me to play, and after a long time, I have dressed up formally to play snooker. As soon as Yang arrives there, the attendant tells him, your girlfriend comes here and works very hard. Xiaodong is surprised. Yang says, yes, she has to participate. She is preparing herself for the competition. Xiaodong tells Yang, I will not change my profession before I retire. Actually, they are snooker players. Yang says, I haven't played snooker with anyone after leaving the club either. They both start playing the game. When everyone finds out that Xiaodong is going to play, they all come to watch, and Yang wins that game. Yin Guo had also come to watch the game. After the game ends, Xiaodong tells Yin Guo, you should also come with us. We have booked a hotel. She says, my things are not packed. Then they both come out. Xiaodong tells Yin Guo, Yang is a good guy. He is poor but very talented. He is only 27 years old right now. Bring him back to China, and then you will see how talented he is. You have found a good boyfriend for yourself, so marry him. Yin Guo says, you are misunderstanding. We are not in a relationship. Xiaodong says, I will get you two married. I will talk to your parents myself. Saying this, he leaves from there. Just then, Yang comes there. Yin Guo says, you came even earlier than last week. He says, yes, I wanted to meet you. He has a lighter in his hand. Yin Guo says, I want to see this lighter. Yin Guo extends her hand to take the lighter, but Yang grabs her hand and pulls her towards him. He tells her, can I hug you? She refuses. Just then, a girl comes and asks Yang, can I pack your things? He says, yes, pack our things. We are leaving from here. Then a man passes by and due to his push, Yin Guo gets closer to Yang. He smiles. Yin Guo frees her hand and tells him, that man pushed me. That's why I came close to you. He starts smiling and they leave from there. Due to a hockey match, there is a lot of rush, so they have to get off behind the restaurant. Yang says, these people seem very excited. There's a lot of rush right now. Let's not go inside and eat something here. They start ordering food, and he asks her, which pasta will you have? Then he himself orders the same pasta for Yin Guo that Yin Guo dislikes completely. She is eating with great difficulty. Yang asks, don't you like the pasta? She says, no, it's very good. The lemon tea is also very good. Yang says, I didn't like the food here. When we go back, I will cook something for you myself. When they both come home, Wu Wei and Tian are about to eat. Wu Wei says, you guys went to eat chicken. Yang says, we couldn't get there. Wu Wei is giving him the food slip because Yang had ordered the food through Wu Wei. Then they all sit at the table to eat. Yin Guo gets a call and tells everyone, don't wait for me, and goes to her room to take the call. Wu Wei tells Yang, all your effort was wasted. He asks Tian, did anyone like your sister in China? Tian says, Yin Guo has a childhood friend who has been chasing her for many years. Yang is surprised to hear this. Yang is talking to his mentor on the phone. Just then, Yin Guo changes and comes there. He gestures to her with his hand that the call is about to end. She signals back that she is going to sleep now. Then she goes to her room to sleep. In the next scene, Yin Guo gets a message from Yang. She asks him, "Are you going back tomorrow?" He says, "Yes." She sends him a good night message. Wu Wei is telling Yang that his love rival's name is Li Qing. He also plays snooker, and he is Xiaodong's favorite among all the members. Yang says, "I have seen him in many snooker matches, and his playing style is exactly like Xiaodong's." Wu Wei says, "You are not taking this seriously." Yang says, "I defeated Xiaodong in the game yesterday." Wu Wei says, Yin Guo will not choose her boyfriend based on skill. Yang doesn't like this. On the other hand, Xiaodong has come to meet Zhang today and says, "You also came here because of Yang." He says yes. Xiaodong says, "I tested him. He is still the same as before. Did you talk to him?" He says, "Yes, I did, but he refused. This will take time." Yingguo is sleeping in her room when she sees that the living room light is on. Yingguo messages Yang and asks, "Are you awake?" He replies, "Yes, I am awake," and asks her to come to the living room. She opens the door, and he is standing right in front of the door. He comes into Yingguo's room. Yingguo looks at him in surprise and asks, "Why were you still awake?" He says, "Tian is outside. I had to apply medicine." Yingguo sees his injury and asks, "What happened?" Actually, he got hurt while protecting Yingguo in the crowd, but he tells her, "I got hurt on the train." Yingguo applies a bandage to him. He asks her, "Are you sleepy?" She says no. Then Yang says, "Can we talk?" Then he starts to tell her, "My family is very small. When I was very young, my parents passed away. I have a brother who is 6 years younger than me. He got married last year. In our family, one of our relatives adopted my younger brother because they had no children, so he was with my mom." Yang says, "If you want to ask something, you can." She says, "I have nothing to ask." When Yang is about to leave, he sees that the same 2 coffee beans he had given Yingguo were lying on the table. He feels good seeing them and leaves from there. Yingguo comes out to go to the washroom, and Yang is present in the kitchen. He comes very close to Yingguo and asks, "Were those the same coffee beans that I gave you?" She is very nervous and says yes. Yang says, "Go to your room to sleep." She comes to her room. In the meantime, Wu Wei comes out and says, "I got a call from Lin Lin. She always talks to me on the phone for 3 hours." He comes and sits next to Yang and says, "We will both listen to her," and turns on the speaker. She is lecturing Wu Wei. "You should come back and train." He says, "I am very curious about how she and Xiaodong are together because their personalities are so different from each other." Lin Lin asks, "Is Yang here?" He says, "Yes, but he has been drinking. I don't know if he will understand you now or not." Lin Lin tells Yang, "Zhang's group has a competition in the Netherlands next month. They came to meet you. After returning to the hotel, they were quite sad, and you shouldn't act like we don't know each other, as if we are strangers to each other." Yang doesn't answer. Wu Wei tells Lin Lin he has fallen asleep and goes to his room. Yang messages Yingguo, "Did I disturb you?" She says, "No. Why aren't you asleep yet?" He says, "I am waiting for the morning." Yingguo asks, "Why?" He says, "I can't sleep because of you." The next morning, Yang calls Yingguo to the living room with a message. When she gets there, he is making coffee. Yingguo looks at the coffee and asks him, "When did you go there again?" He says, "I bought these coffee beans from the station." She says, "Don't lie. That shop is quite far from the station." Yang says, "I have bought many coffee flavors. You can try them all." She starts staring at him. He tells her, "Don't look at me like that," and holds her hand. Just then, Wu Wei arrives there, because of which Yingguo starts cutting fruits. Wu Wei tells Yingguo, "My sister called yesterday. I hope I didn't disturb you. You must have heard about Lin Lin. She also plays 9-ball. Yingguo says, "Yes, I have heard about her. She won 3 major championships in a year and still retired, and now she is a referee." Wu Wei says, "Her health condition is not that good. That must be the reason behind her retirement." Yingguo starts saying to herself, "Why is he mentioning this?" Yang asks Yingguo, "Didn't your cousin tell you anything?" She asks, "Does Xiaodong know her too?" Wu Wei says, "Lin Lin has been chasing him for many years." Yingguo asks Wu Wei, "Is she your real sister?" He says, "Biologically, we are not brother and sister, but we live like brother and sister." Yang says, "Kids at school used to bully Wu Wei, so she used to protect him." Wu Wei says, "She put her life in danger to save Xiaodong. She still has a scar on her shoulder." Yingguo asks, "Does Xiaodong like her too?" They say, "We don't know about that yet." Wu Wei leaves from there. Yang says, "We are talking about the past. I hope you didn't feel bad." Yingguo says, "If I tell you about my childhood, will you also get annoyed?" He says, "No, You have never told me anything about your childhood. Yang is about to hold her hand, but she makes an excuse of taking a shower and goes to her room. While brushing her teeth, she is also smiling. She looks very happy. When she comes out, Yang gives her coffee. She starts drinking the coffee. Then she says, "Everyone is staying at the hotel. Some are telling me to stay there." Tian is very surprised and says, "The coach is calling you there so soon." Yang says, "When you pack your bag, I will drop you there myself." Yang holds Yinguo's hand. Seeing them like this, Tian leaves from there. Yang is close to Yinguo when Tian comes there. He tells him, "Jiang has come to meet." They all come there, and Yinguo goes to her room. Yang tells Jiang, "I couldn't sleep last night, so I am going to sleep." Then he leaves him there and goes to his room. Yang gets a message from Yinguo. She asks, "When will these people leave from here?" He says, "We will leave before they do." She says, "I will not come out in front of them." He says, "I will tell them to move aside. You can come out of the room." She says, "No, don't say that. It will be very awkward. I will come out of the room myself." Yang gives Jiang the spare key to the house and tells him, "I am leaving from here." And holding Yinguo's hand, he leaves. Seeing them together, everyone says, "We should prepare a red envelope for them now." In the next scene, Yang brings Yinguo to the hotel. Yinguo says, "My cousin has rented the hotel's snooker room. I am going there to meet my coach. Would you like to come there?" Yang says, "If you want that, I can come with you." Then they both go to the snooker room. Yinguo asks everyone about the coach. He has gone somewhere. She tells Yang, "It will only take me 20 minutes. I'll be right back." He says, "There's no hurry," and she leaves. Yang starts waiting for her, and everyone tells him, "You should play a game with us because whoever comes into this room is either one of us, or if someone else comes, they have to play a game with us." They play the game. There are 50 attempts, and Yang wins. Just then, Yinguo also comes there with her coach and introduces the coach to Yang. The coach says, "I know him. He used to play with Xiaodong." Then he tells Yinguo, "You have found a very good boyfriend for yourself." Yinguo tells Yang, "Let's go. You'll be late. You'll miss your train." She comes down to see him off. He holds her hand and takes her to the rooftop. He kisses her and hugs her and says, "I will come back in a week now. Wait for me." And he leaves. Yinguo messages Yang and asks, "Do you have a girlfriend here?" He gets quite disturbed after reading the message and asks her, "Did something happen here?" There is no reply. He comes out of the metro station and messages her, "I am very serious about us." After reading the message, Yinguo takes her jacket and leaves from there and sends him a voice message. "Wait for me. I am coming to see you off." Yinguo's train arrives, and Yang gets on it. Yinguo tells him, "The coach has given me permission to go and see you off. Now say something, or I will get off at the next stop." Yang says, "I don't know how to talk, but I feel very bad when I upset you." Yinguo asks, "Have you always been like this?" He says, "Yes, I can talk to guys without any hesitation." She asks, "And with girls?" He says, "I think girls get scared of me. They rarely approach me." Yinguo asks, "Have you never approached any girl?" He denies it. She thinks to herself, "You have already approached me." Yang says, "Why did you ask if I have a girlfriend at the university?" She says, "All this is happening too fast. I am not comfortable." Yang says, "Then tell me, what do I have to do to prove myself so that you can trust me?" She says, "If I didn't trust you, I wouldn't have come here to see you off." Yang says, "I have to take classes, I also work part-time, and I have to train for my PhD. That's why I am very busy these days." She smiles hearing all this. Yang says, "Believe me, I don't have time to do anything else." They both hold each other's hands and are very happy together. Then they both come to the train station. Yang says, "I will try to come soon," and leaves from there. Along with this, Yinguo gets a message from Yang. He has booked a taxi for Yinguo. Yinguo messages him, "I could have gone back by the subway too. What was the need for a taxi?" He tells her, "The car has arrived. Now you go back in it." She gets in the car and leaves. At night, when Yang comes home, there is no electricity. Due to fatigue and lack of sleep, his health is also quite bad. He lies down to sleep and messages Yinguo, "I have arrived." But the message doesn't reach Yinguo. Meanwhile, Yinguo's friend tells her, "You are already starting to miss him." She says, "I haven't even received a message from him saying he has arrived or not." When Yinguo starts to brush her teeth, her friend says, "Right now you two are in different cities. What will you do when you go back? Because long-distance relationships don't last long." She says, "I haven't thought that far. I have just started dating." Meanwhile, Yang's health is very bad. When he checks his phone, he has a message from Yinguo. "Message me when you arrive." But due to his bad health, he couldn't send the message. So he messages her, "I have arrived." Yinguo says, "It's 4 o'clock. You've arrived so late." He messages, "Something happened on the way," but he falls asleep holding the phone. The next day, Yinguo comes downstairs for practice, and Jiang and Xiaodong are standing there. She smiles at them and goes to the snooker room for practice. While she is practicing, two girls are talking to each other and saying, she is not only Yang's girlfriend but also a snooker competition winner. Yinguo messages Yang at lunchtime, "I am very busy. I won't be able to have dinner with you today." He says, "I am also very busy. I won't be coming this week." She becomes very sad. Just then, Tian comes there and tells her, Yang sent me. She is very surprised and also happy. He tells her he also sent me money and said that from Thursday to Sunday, I should take you to different places, treat you to food, and he recommended all these hotels to me. He also shows her his messages. So she says, why should he pay for our food? You do one thing, transfer that money to me. He says, okay, how can I keep my brother-in-law's money? Then he transfers the money to her and also says, I'll give you more money to go on a date with your brother-in-law because his friend told me that he is still a student and can't treat you well. She says, all students are like this, and I like that about him. Now let me finish my lunch. I have to go for practice too. In the next scene, Yinguo's friend asks her, will you hang out with me? She says, no, I already have a plan. Yinguo goes to the station and messages Yang, are you at the university? He says, no, I am at my apartment. Yinguo sends him a picture and messages. I have arrived here. Send me your location. I will come by cab. He tells her, you wait there. I am coming to pick you up, and asks her to wait for him. Yinguo waits there until it gets dark. Just then, Yang comes running. Yinguo says, I came here to check on you. Don't worry about me and focus on your work. He doesn't reply. Yinguo asks, should I have told you before coming here? Yang says, my throat is sore. Hearing this, she gets worried and tells him, type and tell me what happened to you. I am getting worried. Yang hugs her and says, I am fine. I didn't want to disturb you because you also had to practice for the competition. When they are going home, Yinguo says, type and tell me all the details of what happened to you. Yang says, I am fine. She says, tell me everything because you have lied to me before too. He shows her the medicine and says, I only have a sore throat. Yinguo says, I have understood long-distance relationships because even if we meet after a day, it feels like we are meeting after many days. He starts to smile. They both come to the apartment. Yinguo bumps into a box because the apartment's light is broken. Yang says, sorry, there's an electricity issue and my room is also quite messy. They both come into the room. The room is quite small with only a bed and a broken chair. He tells her, you sit on the bed. The chair is broken and stands there. She tells him, you are not well. You should also come and sit. Yang is not able to talk, so she says, we can talk through messages. He says, I am tired of typing messages. So they both sit in silence. They don't know what to say. Both are uncomfortable. Yang is about to hold her hand but doesn't. She asks, what happened? He says, my hands are quite cold. Yinguo says, you are not well. You should wear warmer clothes. He says, when your message came, I was going out to throw the trash. I wasn't wearing a coat. Yinguo says, what was the hurry? I would have come myself. I wasn't lost. He says, I didn't want to make you wait. Then he comes closer to her. She says, first, let me book a hotel room for myself. He says, there's no need for that. I want to spend some time with you. Will you watch a movie with me? She agrees. He's about to go look for a movie when he notices Yinguo's injury, which he got from bumping into the box. He applies ice to it. Then they both sleep on the same bed. Yinguo messages her friend and tells her, I am with Yang in his room, and now he is my boyfriend. In the morning, Yang goes to the market to buy her necessities. Before she wakes up, he sets everything in the washroom. Yinguo tells him, don't ruin your routine because of me, and you don't need to spend money on any unimportant things. Then she tells him, can you take me to the snooker room for practice? He takes her to the practice room on his cycle. Yinguo feels good seeing this. Yang says, clean the table and bring breakfast for my girlfriend. Yinguo understands and asks him, this whole place is yours, isn't it? He tells her, it used to belong to the restaurant owner. Then I rented it. When the snowstorm hit, we suffered a lot of losses because not many people came. She asks, Wu Wei doesn't know this place is yours. That's why he keeps calling you poor. He says, yes, he didn't know before. When we had our loss, he helped me a lot financially. Now everything is fine. By then, Yinguo's breakfast arrives, and she starts eating. In the next scene, while having breakfast, Yinguo asks him, why did you rent this snooker room? He says, I like it when I hear the sound of the balls. Yinguo is not finishing her breakfast, so he starts eating her leftovers. She is surprised to see this, thinking, even my parents don't eat my leftovers. Then they both come out, and he asks her, what will you eat? She says, I don't want to eat anything and you should save money. He says, we can't save money on food. Then he takes her to a restaurant. He orders a lot of dishes, so she tells him not to. Then he starts eating her leftover food, so she tells him not to. He says, we are family. You are like my brother. He also used to leave half his food, and I would eat it. She asks, wasn't he adopted? He explains, before being adopted, he lived with me for 2 years. At that time, I was in primary school, and my brother was in kindergarten. He tells her, I have an interview somewhere today. She says, you go for your interview. I'll wander around here and wait for you. He tells her, I'll take you to a place where you can wander around and wait for me there. He takes her to a hotel and explains, I have booked a room for you here because my room is very small. I will come to pick you up at 7 o'clock. Wait for me. When Yinguo goes into the room, bedroom, she gets a message from Yang. You must be tired, so you should take a nap. Yingguo messages, you can't just plan everything for me. You are pressuring me like this. Your friend told me that you are also spending money on this snooker room, and you are a student. Yang says, you don't feel bad dating a poor student, do you? She says, I have only won prize money twice. I am also a poor student. Yang sends Yingguo the details of his account. Yingguo sends him the details of her account and also messages, I don't have as much money as you, but if you ever need money, let me know. Yang smiles. When Yingguo is sleeping, there is a knock on the door. When she opens the door, Yang is standing there. She tells him, you had an interview, and we were supposed to meet at 7 o'clock. He shows her the time on his watch. He says, I didn't feel right leaving you here alone. I couldn't go. Yang takes Yingguo and sits on the sofa. He kisses her and says, tell me, has any boy ever tried to chase you? She says, Xiaodong had many students who wanted to chase me, but Xiaodong had forbidden all of them, so no one ever tried. Yang says, I should thank him for that. She smiles. Then Yingguo says, I was feeling sleepy. You woke me up. He picks her up and takes her to the bed. When he lays her down, Yingguo notices his chain, which has a compass on it. Yingguo asks, why are you wearing this compass? He explains, during my university days, I got lost once. I thought about what I should do. I ended up at a necklace store. I saw a necklace there. Yingguo asks, why is there no needle in it? He says, because there is no direction. Yingguo doesn't understand this. He says, I talked to the craftsman. He said that when I find a direction, he will install a needle in it. Yang gets a call that his PhD application has been approved. He refuses it. Yingguo asks, why did you change your decision? Do you want to come back because of me? Yang says, how did you know? She says, this is a very serious matter and you shouldn't make an emotional decision. Yang says, I was just joking. She feels relaxed hearing this. Yang kisses her on the forehead. She turns her face to the other side. Yang asks, what happened? She says, I'm sleepy. He puts a blanket on her, draws the curtains, and goes to the washroom. After Yang leaves, Yingguo is blushing. After coming out of the washroom, he asks her, are you awake? But she doesn't answer. Yang says, let's go eat something nice. She says, you don't know anything other than eating with me. He comes close to her. She moves back. The next day, Yingguo is standing at a bus stop. Some people come there and say, the tour guide will be here in a little while. He will guide us all. Just then, Yang comes on the bus. He takes the flag from them. He asks Yingguo, will you come with us? She also gets on the bus with them. She asks Yang, where are we going? He tells her, today is a night tour. The bus stops at a stop. Yang is guiding everyone about the tour. He is tallying everyone's names. Just then, two girls come and stand next to him. Yingguo messages Yang, you're very handsome. Can I add you on WeChat? Yang looks up and smiles and holds his mobile with the scan code in front of her. Yingguo takes a picture of him in that pose. Their journey starts again. When the bus stops at the next stop, Yang is guiding everyone, which makes her very happy. Yingguo doesn't get off the bus. Yang comes to her, gives her a water bottle, and goes back. After a while, he comes back to Yingguo. Yingguo sees him and gets off the bus. He takes her to a place. She is very happy to see the stars. Yang shows Yingguo a train ticket. She says, I wanted to spend this weekend with you. He says, it's easy for me, but it will be difficult for you. Your performance will be disturbed. She says, you can at least come to drop me off at the station. In the next scene, they are both on the train. Yingguo looks at him and he asks, what happened? She says, I was just thinking that you would look good with a beard too. He starts to kiss her, but she stops him saying, we're in a public place. Yingguo asks him about his birthday. He tells her, my birthday is on February 12th. She says, that has already passed. Why didn't you tell me? He says, I treated you to ramen that day. She says, I didn't know it was your birthday that day. By then, an announcement is made. She tells him, inform me when you reach home. He is about to say goodbye and leave when Yingguo hugs him. Then, he comes to drop her off at the taxi. When she gets into the taxi, she opens the taxi window, calls him closer, kisses him, and leaves. When Yang gets back, he receives a message from Yingguo, who is telling him about her game. Then they have a video call, but there is no sound. He video calls again. Yang coughs, so he ends the call. Yingguo's friend asks her, this is your first live game. Will your boyfriend come? She says, he is busy with his semester. He might not come. Yang is remembering things from the past, how his coach, Mr. He, was angry with him, and all his friends were telling him to apologize, but he left from there crying without apologizing. When he comes out, Zhang tells him, there is no one who hasn't made a mistake. Can't you apologize? Yang hands him his bag and leaves from there crying. Yang messages Yingguo, if I ever make a mistake, will you give me a chance to fix that mistake? I am not talking about cheating. She says, I will give you 3 chances. Actually, I don't have a problem with even 10 times. Yang is surprised. Yingguo says, just treat me to something nice, and I will agree. He feels good after reading this message. Yingguo comes for practice. A girl there asks her about Yang, how he is. She says he is nice. His semester will be over this year, and he has also received an offer for a PhD. The girl gets happy. That girl is from Jiang and Yang's club, so she messages Yang. Just then, Yin Guo asks Yang about that girl, but he doesn't answer. He messages Yin Guo, "Are you still practicing?" Then he messages Wu Wei and asks him to go to Yin Guo. That girl is there, and he doesn't want Yin Guo to think anything wrong about them. Yang messages Yin Guo and tells her that the girl used to chase him before. Just then, Wu Wei also comes there and tells the girl, "You are still here? Haven't you gone home?" She says, "I was just about to leave." Wu Wei looks at Yin Guo and says, "This is Yang's girlfriend, Yin Guo." Hearing this, the girl doesn't feel good at all. Then she says bye to them and leaves. Wu Wei says, "Yang is very handsome. Many girls from Dongsang City used to chase him. You should feel proud that Yang approached you himself. He liked you at first sight." She smiles hearing this. He tells her, "Let's go eat fried chicken." Wu Wei messages Yang and tells him that his girlfriend is happy, so he relaxes. Yin Guo's tournament begins. Today is the first day of the competition. Yang is also watching the competition on his mobile. Yin Guo is playing very well. Yin Guo has qualified for the next round. Today is the third day of the game. When Yin Guo arrives, everyone congratulates her. Her mobile battery is dead. She sits on the side to charge it. Just then, Yang arrives there. Everyone is very surprised. They ask him, "Are you back?" Yang says, "Yes, I am back," and there are tears in his eyes. Then he comes to Yin Guo and puts his hand on her shoulder, but she is wearing earphones, so she doesn't notice. He takes out her earphones and she is shocked and says, "You weren't supposed to come. You scared me." He smiles. He says, "Didn't you like it? And you didn't want me to come here?" She says, "I wanted you to come here." Yang hugs Yin Guo. Yang sits in the audience to watch Yin Guo's game. Zhang asks him, "After how many years have you come to watch a game?" He says, "After 11 years. I myself didn't know that I would be sitting in the audience and watching a game." Yin Guo's game starts, and her game is against a Russian girl. Xiaodong has also come there. Yin Guo wins that game. Everyone stands up and claps. They congratulate her because she has qualified for the quarterfinals. When Yang comes out, Xiaodong asks him, "Will you hang out with us?" He says yes. Then he gives his card and says, "I will treat everyone to drinks because I never got a chance. But now I have enough money to be the host." Yin Guo also comes there. Seeing her, he tells them, "Send me the room information. Right now, I am going to celebrate with Yin Guo." Yin Guo and Yang get into the elevator. In the elevator, when she sees Yang using a card, she asks, "You booked a room here too?" Yang says, "I have to stay here until the final, and my apartment is quite far, so..." Then he holds her hand and takes her to the room. He kisses her. She looks quite upset. Yang asks her, and she says, "I'm leaving from here very soon. I have a competition at the end of April." He says, "Hug me in advance then." As she is about to hug him, she gets a call. It's Li Qing's call. He congratulates her and starts talking to her. Then she tells him, "Yang wants to talk to you." Yang puts the phone on speaker and tells him, "I don't have Xiaodong's number. Did you guys get the drinks?" Then he asks for the room number and the party time and hangs up. Yang kisses Yin Guo. On the other side, Li Qing is very angry because he didn't get a chance to talk to Yin Guo. He goes to practice in anger. Yang tells Yin Guo, "I am going out for a while. I need to spend some time with your cousin in Jiang," and leaves. They all are having drinks. Yang plays a game with Li Qing and tells him, "No matter how close you were before, now Yin Guo is mine," and leaves. When Yang comes out of the hotel, his vision is blurry. Yang remembers a past incident when he had an argument with the referee, and his coach told him to apologize to the referee. "If you keep playing with this attitude, you will be banned from playing." Yang is remembering those things today. He gets sad. He sits on the stand and is crying, remembering all these things. Yang calls Wu Wei and asks about a bakery. He wants to buy something for Yin Guo. She won the game today. He tells him about a shop. On the other side, Yin Guo wakes up. She checks the time and it's quite late. She messages Yang, "Are you still drinking?" But he doesn't reply. She messages Xiaodong, but there is no reply from him. Then she messages Wu Wei and asks, "Where are you all?" No one is answering. He asks her to come to his room. In the next scene, when Yin Guo comes to that room, Yang is sleeping on the sofa due to excessive drinking. She adjusts his jacket and he says, "Send this cake to Yin Guo quickly and don't tell her that I was drinking." Yin Guo sits next to him, places her hand on his face and says, "I understand. I'll eat the cake." When Yang hears Yin Guo's voice, he opens his eyes. Yin Guo asks him, "Why did you drink so much?" He hugs her. Yin Guo says, "What's wrong? I'm right here." He asks, "Am I in your heart too?" Just then, Jiang and Wu Wei arrive. She calls out to him, but he has fallen asleep again. Yinguo gently lays him on the sofa and asks them, what happened here? Because when he left, he was very happy. What happened now? They tell her to eat the cake. Yinguo doesn't understand them. Wu Wei shows her a picture of a bakery and explains, he went so far to buy a cake for you, but by then, the bakery was closed. When we got there, he was sleeping against the wall of that bakery. As soon as I got there, he showed me his phone and asked me to order a cake. He thought the bakery had opened. You just pretend that you got the cake. Jiang says, he cares a lot about you. Wu Wei says, he played a game with someone just to treat you to lunch. Yinguo is very surprised. Yinguo asks, why did Yang quit playing snooker? Jiang says, Yang was very talented and also arrogant. He was losing some games, so rumors started spreading that he was losing games for money. He had a fight with a referee in a game and was banned from the game for 6 months. Some asked him to apologize, but he didn't, so our coach kicked him out of the club. At that very moment, he wound up his career. Yinguo says, I have a match tomorrow. I have to go. You two take care of him. Then she goes to Yang and says, I am leaving for a little while. I will be back, and kisses his face. The next day, Yinguo plays the game and wins, reaching the final. In the final, her opponent is a Chinese player. The game starts. Meanwhile, Yang wakes up and Yinguo is with him. She asks him, why did you drink so much? He says, today I met my old friends, and some memories came back. I drank to forget my pain. Yang asks for the time. She tells him, it's 12 o'clock. Yang says, today is Sunday. You must have a game? She tells him, I lost the final. He says, it's okay. You'll win next time. Yang says, I'll take you to see the sunrise. She says, it's already afternoon. Where will you show me the sunrise? Yang says, I will take you to an island. I have already booked everything. They both go to the island. He takes her towards the sunrise. Yang tells Yinguo, I'll get something to eat. You stay here until then. If it gets too cold, go and sit in the car and turn on the heater. After a while, he comes back with some food and drinks. They both sit in the car. Yang gives her his watch and says, wear this. In 3 hours, we will be at the place you like the most. Their journey begins again. Yinguo also takes his pictures. Then they change their clothes at a gas station because the weather is warm there. Then they both go to the beach. They gather ice to make a snowman. They can't make a snowman, but they enjoy a lot with each other. They also enjoy the ride a lot. Then there is a spot where many locks are placed. Yinguo also wants to put her lock. She writes her and Yang's name on the lock, and Yang puts that lock there. Then they go to a necklace shop. Yang tells her, this is the shop from where I bought the necklace. Then they both go to a rest house. Yang carries Yinguo into the cottage. Yinguo takes a short nap, and Yang is replying to emails. After taking a short nap, they go out again and start stargazing. They enjoy it a lot and talk a lot. Next, they pack their things to return. Yinguo's eyes fall on those coffee beans. She picks them up and looks at them for a while. Then, after finishing all her packing, she comes out of the room and Yang takes her luggage. He makes coffee for her. She is very sad and says, I don't have anything to say. Do you want to say something? Yang says, we are separating for some time. We have WeChat. We can talk to each other anytime. Yinguo says, yes, but it's not the same. He holds her hand. Yinguo says, let's go to the laundry room. You confessed for the first time there. Yang says, don't be sad. It's not like we are going away forever. They both take their luggage and come down. Yinguo says, I want to take a picture. And then she takes a picture of the laundry room. Then they go to the airport. Yang says, you should go now. Yinguo says, I want to stay for a minute. They hug each other. She is very sad and then leaves from there. She gets a message from Yang. I hope you have a safe trip. Yinguo tells him, remove my mark emoji, because he had written her name as Red Fish on WeChat. This was the name of the bar where they first met. He deletes it on her request. Yinguo messages, I am switching off my mobile. I will talk to you only after reaching China. When Yang gets back, Jiang asks him, where is your mobile? He tells him, I wanted to meet you before leaving. He tells him, I just dropped Yinguo off and I'm in a very bad mood. Jiang says, you still haven't added me on chat. It's okay. You can think it over and decide. Then he gives him his contact number and says his health is not good. He doesn't talk much to anyone. You can talk to him and ask about his health and keep in touch with us. I hope your mind will change. Jiang leaves from there. In a flashback, it is shown that the night they were gathered for drinks, Jiang had told Yang, I am going to have surgery on my arm, which will take a year. Yang says, Yinguo has also left. Everything has changed so much. Then he takes out the chat with the phone number and says, this winter should end now. In the next scene, Yinguo reaches China. Her friend comes to receive her, and Lin Lin is also there. She tells her friend she is Xiaodong's girlfriend. Then she introduces them too. Yinguo now messages Xiaodong, I met Lin Lin today. She is very beautiful. He replies, Yes, she has always been beautiful. I am practicing. Don't disturb me. When Lin Lin asks Luo to come inside the club because she has arranged a party for her, Luo says, I have left the team. I am not a part of you guys anymore. You shouldn't arrange a party for me. Lin Lin says, you will always be a part of us, and you have won the championship. It will be an honor for us if you join our party. When Luo comes inside, everyone welcomes her very warmly. On the other side, Yinguo's friend is talking about Yang. Just then, Yinguo's mom arrives and they both become quiet. On the other side, Wu Wei tells Yang, since you have decided to go back, why do you want to stay here for a year? He says, I want to compete and win the prize money. Wu Wei is shocked. Yinguo video calls Yang and tells him that she is missing him. Then she asks him, what will you do after finishing your studies? He says, I haven't thought about it yet. Then they end the call. Yinguo shares with her friend, Yang's studies are about to finish, but he hasn't planned for a job or securing his future yet. I am worried about this. She tells her, he is 6 years older than you. He must have thought of something good for himself. Xiaodong is going with his team for a competition. Jiang tells him Yang is participating in this competition. Hearing this, he goes to his team and tells them, write my name also as a participant in this ongoing competition. When he realizes that he is getting too emotional, he tells Lin Qing, book my flight. I will go there and watch the game. On the other side, Yang prepares for his competition. He looks carefully at the dress to be worn in the competition. Then, he comes to China for the competition. Yang calls Yin Guo and says, I want to play the game again. I am ready for it, but now I feel that I have made the wrong decision because the opponents and the environment have changed a lot. I got a job which is quite stable, but if I can't settle there, it will be very messy. Yinguo says, don't worry, you have just started. Everything will be better in the future. When you started chasing me, you were also a poor student, and I was nothing. Now I am in third place, and you are my boyfriend. No matter how bad the time gets, I will always be with you. He smiles hearing this. After talking to Yinguo, he feels quite relaxed. When he goes inside to play the game, Xiaodong is happy to see him. Yang wins this game. Xiaodong congratulates Yang and takes him out for a meal. Yinguo is practicing when her friend tells her, you hid such a big thing from us? Your boyfriend won the competition and you didn't even tell us. She's surprised to hear this. She calls him and asks, you won the competition? Did you come to China and you didn't even tell me? Yang says, I didn't call you. Yinguo says, when you called me, you were in China. Then she tells Yang, you weren't nervous, were you? It's a good comeback for you. Then they both say goodbye to each other. Yang has won many competitions. He is showing his trophy to everyone. The next day, everyone is at Yinguo's house to celebrate her birthday. Just then, she gets a call from Yang. He wishes her a happy birthday and tells her, I am sending you an address. Come and meet me at this address. Yinguo gets very excited and tells him, send me your location. Then she tells everyone, I have some work. I will be back in a little while. When Yinguo comes out, Tian follows her and tells her, Yang has arrived. Tell him to take care of his health too. He has participated in many competitions at once. She says, I'm glad you care about him. He says, he is a strong and rare opponent. Yinguo leaves from there. In the next scene, Yinguo comes to the hotel to meet Yang. He wishes her a happy birthday. She gives him a gift. She has bought a shirt for Yang. They are a couple's shirt. Yang likes the gift. Yang gifts Yinguo an ATM card, which has his prize money in it. She tells him, this is yours, you should save it. But he says, I will get more. I have kept this for you. She accepts his gift. Then she asks him, did you rest after the flight? He says, no, I came straight to this hotel after landing. Yinguo tells him to rest. Then they both sit on the bed. Yang kisses Yinguo. Yinguo brings a plaster and applies it on his arm. Then she shows him her savings. I have won this much prize money, and I have saved this much. If you also need money, you can take it from me. He starts looking at her. Just then, Yinguo gets a call from her mother. She asks her to come home, so Yinguo gets sad. She tells Yang, we have a rule in our house that on the day I don't have a game, I have to go home by 11 o'clock. He comes to drop her home, but she doesn't want to go inside. They are standing there talking when Xiaodong comes there and tells Yinguo, I have to take you with me to the meeting. I will also give my old friend a ride. Yang smiles. Then the three of them go to a cafeteria. Yinguo asks Yang, what will you eat? He says he wants to eat noodles. Then the three of them go to the airport. Yang leaves. After Yang leaves, Yinguo starts crying. A year and a half later, Yinguo is at the airport where she meets Lin Lin. Yinguo tells Lin Lin, I heard that you had a major surgery. Will it be easy to play such a big competition after such a big surgery? Lin Lin says, I can't miss such a big competition either. Lin says, Yang's popularity is increasing day by day, and he has also won a lot of prize money. If all his prize money is calculated, he must have earned at least 1 million. Is he going to open a money-making factory? Yinguo says, he couldn't save much money during his student life. He wants to open his own snooker room, so he is saving money. Yang is going to China. Jiang congratulates Yinguo on becoming a world champion. He asks her, does her family know about Yang? She says, Xiaodong told me not to tell at home because my mom was also part of the team when Yang had an argument with the referee. That's why Xiaodong said that when he comes back to China, we will convince your parents together. They are all waiting for the flight to land when Yang arrives. Seeing Yang, Yinguo gets emotional. They hug each other. They are both very happy. Yang asks Yinguo, is anyone else chasing you? She says, yes, many boys are chasing me, but I didn't like any of them because none of them were as handsome as you. She welcomes him home, and Yang praises her beauty. As soon as Yang's eyes fall on his friends, Jiang tells him, you two continue. I'm tired of watching you. They go to the parking lot, and Yinguo says, I have to go to the club, so I'll leave. Just then, Xiaodong comes there and tells Yinguo, come on, I've come to pick you up. She is surprised. He has never picked her up before. Just then, her eyes fall on Lin Lin, and Yinguo understands that he has come here to meet Lin Lin. Yinguo and Yang move to the side. Yang asks her, have you told your family about me? She tells him, Xiaodong asked me to keep it a secret. They hug each other again, and Yinguo leaves with Xiaodong. In the next scene, Yang meets Lin Lin. He asks her, did you two patch up? She says, we broke up a long time ago. We can't patch up now. Meanwhile, Yinguo asks Xiaodong about Lin Lin. She asks, didn't you chase her again? He tells her, I have chased her 3 times already. She says, that means you have broken up 3 times. He tells her to be quiet. Yinguo goes home and messages Yang to ask about her cousin and his girlfriend's relationship. Jiang takes Yang to a snooker place. Some renovation work is going on there. Yang likes the place a lot. After visiting the whole place, Jiang is about to leave when Yang tells him, tomorrow I am going to meet my brother. I will also go to my parents' grave with him. Yang meets his brother, and he asks him about Yinguo. Yang says, she has gone home for now. I will introduce you to her very soon. I will also introduce her to you. He says, I know her well. She is quite famous. The next day, Yin is going to the cemetery with her family. Then, when they all go to eat, a little girl comes to Yinguo and starts talking to her. Just then, Yang also comes there. She asks him, is she your relative? He says, she is my brother's daughter, and I told her to go to the person you like the most, and she came to you. Just then, Yinguo's aunt comes there. Seeing him, she asks Yinguo, is he your classmate? She says yes. Yinguo sits down with her family for lunch. Just then, her mom's eyes fall on Yang. Yang also comes to her mom and says, I need to talk to you. I have made a lot of mistakes. She says, right now, I am here with my family. You don't need to greet me. He says, I know I have made a lot of mistakes in the past. She says, you don't need to apologize to me. If you should apologize to anyone, it's your coach, Mr. He. He came to us because of you, and I have even seen him crying backstage. He was very hurt by your retirement. Now that you have come back, set an example for the youth. Yang goes back to his table. On the way back, Yinguo's grandma asks her about Yang. Her sister says, as far as I remember, Xiaodong and Yang are not close to each other. The two sisters start arguing. Yinguo defends Yang, and her mom says, Yang is your friend, but I don't like him at all, and I don't like people who don't respect their referees. Yinguo gets upset hearing this. Jiang comes to meet Mr. He and tells him, Yang is back. He has opened his snooker room here. In the next scene, Mr. He's daughter gives Jiang some things and says, Mr. He gave this for Yang. You know he grew up in our family. He is like our family, so give him all these things. Seeing the things, Yang asks Jiang, did you bring all these things? He says, these are my things, and I want to share them with you. But looking at the things, Yang realizes that they have come from Mr. He's house. Jiang asks him, when will you go to meet Mr. He? He says, his health is already not good. Maybe his health will get worse after seeing me. Saying this, he goes outside. He is upset because Yinguo is angry with him. Jiang tells Yang, you have made this table for Yinguo. I know you are angry with her. When my girlfriend used to be angry with me, at first I thought our relationship would break, but then I realized that for a good relationship, small fights are also necessary. Yang wants to message Yinguo but doesn't. Yinguo is waiting for his call. Just then, her friend calls her. From her voice, she guesses and asks, did you have a fight with Yang? Yinguo tells her everything and says, I have to go for training, but I am waiting for his call, but he hasn't called yet. Her friend tells her, if he didn't call, then you call him. Then she tells her, Yang is going to participate in the open ball in China, and you are going for training so you two won't be able to meet for 2 months. Yinguo doesn't want to talk further and hangs up the call. Jiang wakes up at 5 o'clock. Yang is still awake. Jiang says, now that you are awake, make a nice breakfast for Yinguo and take it to her. He doesn't answer. Yinguo goes with the other people for training, but her mood is very bad. After she leaves, Yang comes there. He messages Yinguo, I am waiting for you. Actually, he brings breakfast for her there. Now Yinguo's bus stops at a rest area. Yinguo doesn't get off the bus. Everyone else gets off. Now Yinguo sees the message and calls Yang. Yang says, "Are you still angry with me? I brought breakfast for you to your community. If you're awake, come down. There is no hurry. I can wait for you." She says, "You didn't call me. I was angry with you, so I came for training. If you wanted, we could have met." Yang says, "When you come back, I will come to meet you," and hangs up the call. Yinguo's coach is talking to his daughter. He tells her, "Your mom is angry with me. Take her shopping because she's angry and I regret it." Hearing the coach's words, Yinguo thinks, "I made a very wrong decision in a hurry. I shouldn't have come here so soon." Yinguo's coach tells her, "Your training session is quite long. You should have stayed at home for another day and enjoyed it because athletes rarely get holidays." Yinguo feels very bad for Yang. So she tells her coach, "I forgot something at my house. I will go to my house. I will take a cab and go home." When Yang gets back, Zhang asks him for his clothes because he has to go meet a girl. He tells Yang, "If I hit it off with that girl, I will get married before you. This happens in relationships. Seeing your condition last night, I didn't feel good. Anyway, I have a lot of good experience with relationships. I will tell you when I get back." Then he leaves. Now Yang calls his brother and says, "If you can't take care of your daughter, then give her to me for a few days. My girlfriend likes her a lot. She will be very happy." His brother says, "You will use my daughter to make your girlfriend happy?" Just then, there is a knock on the door. Yang opens the door and is surprised to see Yinguo. He asks, "Didn't you go for training?" She says, "I came here just to see you because I don't feel right that you feel bad and your competition gets ruined." Yang hugs her and says, "If you hadn't come to meet me today, I would have come to meet you. I can't afford to be angry with you. I couldn't sleep all night. I wanted to meet you last night too, but I didn't come myself so that I wouldn't say something wrong and make you even more angry. So I decided that I would apologize to you in the morning. I even brought breakfast, but you had already left by then." Yinguo says, "Yesterday, I argued with my sister twice because of you, and you were also shouting at me." He says, "I didn't like seeing Li Qing yesterday, so I got angry." Yinguo says, "I have no relationship with him." Yang says, "When do you have to go back?" She says, "I have to reach there by night." He says, "Then we have plenty of time. Someone told me that if someone is angry, you should treat them to good food. I was going to give you cherries that day, but you were angry with me and didn't stay." Then he kisses her. Yang shows her his necklace in which he has installed a pointer. He tells her, "Before, I didn't know the direction. Now you are my direction." Then he gives Yinguo cherries to eat. Yinguo sleeps for a while. Yinguo and Yang come out of the room. They both go to the parking lot. Yinguo asks Yang, "Did you buy a new car?" He says yes. Just then, Lin Lin also comes there. A couple is having a fight there. Seeing them, Yinguo says, "Fights increase a lot after marriage. My sister and her husband also fight a lot. My sister tells me that my mom used to fight a lot with her ex-husband, so I am scared of marriage. Can't we just stay in a relationship without getting married? Because when a relationship goes bad after marriage, what's the point? Have you ever thought about this?" Yang says, "As long as you are with me, I have no tension. I will adopt your ideas." Yinguo likes hearing this. Xiaodong comes with his coach, and he meets Lin Lin there. The coach tells him, "This time, Lin Lin is in charge of the women's 9-ball. He says, "Yes, I know." Lin Lin says, "I know your club very well. If you need anything, you can tell me," and leaves. Xiaodong looks very carefully at the license plate of the car parked in the parking lot. Then he calls Li Qing and asks about Jiang's license plate. He asks, "Why? Did something happen to you?" He says, "No, I saw his car in the training parking lot." In the next scene, Yinguo says, "I should go. If someone from my family sees me here, they will understand that we are dating." Yang asks her to stay for 2 more minutes, so she stays. Xiaodong comes to meet Lin Lin and asks her about Jiang. She says, "What's it to you?" He tells her, "I saw you driving his car." He talks to her about Yang and Yinguo, saying, Yinguo's mom was part of the panel in the match where Yang had an argument with the referee. Her impression of Yang is not good. Lin Lin says, "That's very bad." Xiaodong says, "You care a lot about everyone in Dongsang City." She says, "Yes, if I don't care for them, should I care for you?" Then she's about to leave, and Xiaodong says, "If you are driving Jiang's car, then what car is he driving?" She asks, "What do you think that something is going on between us?" He says, "No, I know nothing like that is going on because you're not interested in him." She says, "Even if something is going on, it's not bad because he is also the boss of Dongsang City. If he is compared to you, he is much better than you." Saying this, she leaves. Yinguo tells Yang, "I wish you good luck in defeating Xiaodong." Just then, Xiaodong also goes there. Seeing him, Yinguo goes inside. Xiaodong tells Yang, "Give me a lift." He says, "Didn't you drive here?" Xiaodong says, "My driver will bring my car." They both go to the snooker room. Yang makes him sit on the 3rd floor and says, "You sit here. I'll go meet Jiang." He says, you do one thing, drop me at my club. I don't want to meet him. Yang says, did you two have a fight? Xiaodong says, I don't fight with other people. Yang says, okay, then you go quickly. I don't want to get a ticket for standing here. Xiaodong has to go there, even though he doesn't want to. Zhang asks him to eat. He says, I don't eat anything after 10 o'clock. When Yang comes, he asks him, what happened to him? He says, I don't know. Zhang says, our performance in matches is the same. Are you angry about that? They are both arguing about this. Yang forcibly brings Xiaodong to the table. He tells them not to argue. Yang tells Zhang, Lin Lin was driving your car. He says, yes, her car broke down, so she was using my car. Xiaodong is surprised to hear this. Seeing his reaction, Zhang says, now I understand everything. Lin Lin was driving my car, so you got suspicious. Seeing Xiaodong, they both start laughing. Zhang says, Lin Lin and I have known each other for 10 years. If something like that had to happen, we would have dated a long time ago. But there is nothing like that between us. But Xiaodong is still not satisfied with this answer. Yang tells him, Jiang went on a blind date this afternoon. Jiang asks Xiaodong, do you like Lin Lin? But he doesn't reply. Jiang gives Yang a contract to sign because they are buying a house together. Yang tells him the coach should not know anything about this before the transfer. The next day, Jiang takes the contract to Mr. He's daughter and says, your mom needs to sign the last page, but don't tell your dad anything about this. She says, my dad will never accept this. Jiang says, Yang and I bought this house together. It's not a big deal. We will earn more money. She says, I appreciate what you have done, but the money you have earned is yours. You don't need to buy us this house. Zhang forces her. She says, my dad doesn't value these things. He loves Yang very much. Bring him here once. He can come and meet dad. He says, Yang has his own plans. He wants to come proudly after winning the competition. On the other side, Yang and Xiaodong's match starts. Just then, Yang finds out that his coach, Mr. He, has also come to watch the match, so he bows in respect, which makes Mr. He very emotional. Yin Guo is also watching the match. Meanwhile, Yang's score is higher than Xiaodong's. When Yin Guo plays the match, she also wins. Yang wins this game and starts looking for his coach in the audience. Xiaodong tells him, your coach has gotten quite old, and he can't watch such a long game. Then he congratulates him. When Yang comes out, Zhang comes to meet him and says, our coach said that you played very well today. Yang asks about the coach. He tells him, he is outside. Zhang asks, are you afraid to meet the coach? Yang remembers Wu Wei's words. He used to say, you want to meet your coach after achieving something. He is now 78 years old. Don't you think it will be too late by then? Yang comes out with everyone. He meets Mr. He. He tells Yang, so many years have passed. Your hands have also gotten quite big. Now I can barely hold them. Yang also gets quite emotional and says, this place is quite far. You shouldn't have come. If it had rained, it would have been difficult for you. I will call you before my match. You can watch my match at your home too. Mr. He says, that's good. Yang packs his things and brings his coach home. Mr. He's wife is very happy to see Yang. She gets emotional seeing Yang and is also very happy. She says, your coach was sure that you would win this game, so he specifically asked me to cook for you. He is very happy to hear this. In the next scene, Yang is sitting with Mr. He. Looking at the trophy, he asks him, this trophy is mine, right? Mr. He tells him, if you hadn't quit your career, you wouldn't have had space to keep trophies by now. Yang also shows Yin Guo on a video call. They are all having dinner, and Yin Guo says, I regret not being part of this reunion party. Meanwhile, Lin Lin calls Yin Guo over, and they both talk to Mr. He. Mr. He feels very good talking to Yin Guo. She also introduces her mom. They are very happy to hear this. She says, I will come to meet you with my mom. When the call ends, Yang tells Mr. He, Yin Guo is my girlfriend. They are very happy to hear this. Mrs. He overhears this. She tells Yang, you don't have parents, so can your coach and I, as your parents, meet Yin Guo's parents. Yang feels very good hearing this. Mr. He says, now that these two are in a relationship, we have to meet her parents. Mrs. He says, you should invite Yin Guo's family for dinner. Yang says, her family doesn't know about our relationship. Her mom doesn't like me because of my retirement. Mrs. He says, that's all in the past. I hope that now when she meets you, her point of view about you will change. The next day, Mr. He calls Yin Guo's mom and, in the course of conversation, says, Yang is a good boy. He made a mistake in the past, but he has changed a lot now. I want you to give him a chance. There is no person who hasn't made a mistake. I have left the association, but I want Yang to enjoy his game properly and play again. You are in the game bureau. Take care of him. He is a good kid. She says, okay, I will have no problem with him. They are happy to hear this. Now it's the 5th day of the game. Yang is winning all the games. Zhang and Li Qing have also participated in this game. Yin Guo is very, very happy and tells Lin Lin Yang has reached the final. She says, I know that. I remembered that there is a preparation meeting tomorrow. She says, tomorrow is Yang's final match. I missed his semi-final match too. Now I want to watch the final. Lin Lin says, now that he is back, even if you don't watch his final, there will be many more matches in the future. You can watch those. In fact, now it's Yang's turn to watch you win. Yinguo says, I am not sure if I will come first, but I will try my best to win. Today is Yang's final, and Yinguo is in a meeting. Despite this, she is watching Yang's final match. Xiaodong and Jiang are also watching the match in the audience, and Mr. He is watching the match at home. A competition is going on between Yang and his opponent. Finally, Yang pockets all the balls, and he wins the China 9-ball Open. Yinguo receives a message from Yang with a picture of his trophy. All the members of Jiang's club have come to congratulate him. Yinguo is going for the competition, and her mom wishes her good luck. Jiang asks Yang, tell me about your plan. What are you going to do next? He says, I want to open a snooker room, not for competition, but for public interest. I don't want to open a professional club, but I don't think I will get much support. Yinguo is at the airport, and Yang also comes there. Yinguo says, you should wear a mask quickly because you are the winner of the China Open ball, and many people here know you. I don't want anyone to discuss us here. He listens to her and wears a mask. Yang says, when my coach found out about our relationship, he was very happy. He also asked me to invite you for dinner. Yinguo says, I have been hearing about your coach since childhood. I never thought I would meet him too. He says, you are his student's girlfriend. You can meet him. Yinguo's coach is coming, so she moves to the side. Yang's teammates come to pick him up. Yang says, you guys go. I'll be back in a little while. Yinguo and Yang are on the flight. Yinguo goes to the restroom, and Yang follows her. She tells him, I just heard the attendant talking about you. You don't like taking pictures, so give me your autograph on my hand. As soon as Yang holds her hand, the attendant comes there. Yinguo goes and sits in her seat. Yang says, I won this competition for you. I remember you held my hand at a time when I had nothing. You have supported me a lot. He calls her Little Queen. Yinguo kisses Yang. In the next scene, Yinguo arrives there with her team. The coach says, you all have 2 days to meet each other. Yang comes to Yinguo. Yinguo says, didn't you have an interview? He says, I told them this is my personal trip. I won't give any interviews. Then he asks her to go home, so they both go home. When Yinguo comes to her room is just as it was before. Just then, Tian comes to meet them. He is talking to Yang. Yinguo says, don't you see me? He says hi to her. Yinguo asks, where are you going? He tells her, Xiaodong has asked me to come back. There are a couple of things to do. Don't worry, I will be back. Yang says, mail me your papers. I will look at them. Hearing this, Tian hugs him and says, you are so good. Tian leaves from there. Yang goes to take a bath, and Yinguo is watching Yang's press conference on WeChat. A question is asked to Yang. When you left the game, were all the rumors about you true? Yang says, that's in the past, and everyone has their own judgment. No matter how much I clarify about myself, it won't be enough to convince the public, and I don't expect everyone to understand what I say. So what was meant to happen has happened. Becoming an athlete has always been my dream, and I have come back because of my game. This is my path, and I will be the one to finish it. Yinguo feels very good hearing these words. Yang is being asked about his relationship, and he reveals that he is not single. Just then, Yang comes there and says, you are enjoying yourself a lot? Yinguo is shocked to see him. When Yang is about to kiss Yinguo, she runs off to take a shower. Yinguo comes back after taking a shower and tells him, you should close the laptop and rest for a while. He closes the laptop. Then, their romance starts. In the morning, Yinguo asks Yang, do you remember the day of your birthday when I came to the snooker room? He says, yes, I remember. Yinguo says, Lin Lin took great care of me during training. Did she like anyone other than Xiaodong? He says, Lin Lin still likes Xiaodong. Just then, there is a knock on the door. It's Chen, who has to go to the snooker room for practice. The three of them go to the snooker room together. After training there, Yang takes Yinguo out. He goes to get ice cream for her, and Yinguo takes a lot of his pictures. Yang makes paper flowers. Then he gives the ice cream to Yinguo and Chen. They go to a restaurant to eat noodles. Yang says, I have to go to my city tomorrow. You two can practice on your own tomorrow, and if you have to go to the hotel, you can go on your own. Jiang comes to meet Xiaodong. Xiaodong gives him a physician's card and says, my father's operation was also done here. He is a very good doctor. Jiang says, I can't believe you're so worried about me. He says, I don't want to lose such a good opponent. Jiang says, now that I'm here, I'll play a game with you. I don't know if I'll be able to play after the surgery or not. Chen has had a lot to drink, so Yang comes to drop him off. On the other side, Xiaodong and Jiang are talking about the same thing. He says, I have to have the surgery anyway, It would be good if Yang takes over Dongsong City. Yingguo tells Yang to say something. He says, I can't let Mr. He down. This is Zhang's job. I was 16 when I left the club. How can I take it over now? Yinguo says, you should take some time for this decision. Whatever your decision is, I am with you. Yinguo shows Yang an ad and says, you should be happy. You just won a championship. He also smiles. Now Chen comes out of the room. Seeing them both sitting, he drinks water and goes back into the room. They both start laughing too. In the next scene, Zhang is talking to Yang on a video call because he has his surgery today. He tells Yang, I am going to the health center, and I will be back before your competition starts. And this time, you will win the competition. After this, Yinguo's game starts. Her opponent is playing very well. Then the match is tied. Yang is not watching the match due to nervousness. Yinguo wins the match. Now Yang's friend tells him about Yinguo's victory, so he also feels quite relaxed. Xiaodong comes to the hospital to meet Zhang. He brings fruits for him. Then he says, now that you are much better, I should leave. As he's about to leave the room, Lin Lin comes there. Xiaodong stops for a moment, and Zhang also gets worried and asks. Wu Wei tells him, Lin Lin has come. Xiaodong tells Lin Lin, I have spoken to the doctor. Zhang will be fine soon. Now they both come inside, and Lin Lin cuts the fruit and offers it to Xiaodong too. He picks up an orange, and she says, you still like oranges. Then Tiandong gets a message and is about to go out. Lin Lin says, I will also come to see you off. Xiaodong says, you want to say something? She says, since you came back from training abroad, you are not performing well. Did something happen? He says, nothing happened. She says, I like watching your matches, and I want to see you play. I don't want you to retire now. He says, I will not retire, but I will play more. Yinguo is talking to Yang on the phone. Now Yinguo's match is about to start, and she finds out that Yang has come to watch her match, so she is very happy. The host of this championship starts to announce, today we have a guest among us whose name is Yang. None of the male players in this tournament got a chance to play with Yang. Yang didn't even participate in the main competition. There is a player who had uploaded a video of last year's tournament with the caption, after watching this video, everyone can find out a very big secret. And this is the same video when Yinguo goes to Yang to celebrate her victory. Yinguo gets very nervous that everyone will find out about them. After watching the video, everyone finds out that the girl in this video is Yinguo. Yang starts to tell everyone, I saw her in a small bar. I didn't go inside the bar. For 5 minutes, I just watched her from outside the bar. She didn't know this. I wanted to meet her. I had no idea how I would approach her. I was very scared at that time that I might make a mistake. Yang is pretending in front of the host that he has not yet shared his feelings with that girl. The host says, you should tell her now. He says, what can I say to her? She is perfect. I want to spend the rest of my life with her, so I am in no hurry. Hearing this, Yinguo starts crying. Yang's friend says, why didn't you take her name? He says, if I had taken her name, her family would also have found out, so I didn't take her name. Now Yinguo's quarterfinal begins. She wins. Chen also wins the men's quarterfinal. Yang tells Yinguo, we should celebrate. I have booked a nice place. They both go there. They have come to the same place where they first met. Yang brings a drink for her. In the next scene, Yang brings Yinguo to the same bar and says, that night, I stood there and watched you for a while. Yinguo asks, what was I doing at that time? He tells her, that night you were talking on the phone and drawing on the window. Yang remembers everything. Yinguo feels good. When they get home, Yang gets a call from Jiang, and he gets very worried. He takes out his passport. Yinguo asks, what are you doing? He says, I have some plans for tomorrow, so I won't be able to watch your game tomorrow. Yinguo is asleep. The next day, Yinguo has a match, and she wins the match. She asks the coach about Chen. They tell her he has gone back. Lu is here from that city for the competition. Everyone else has gone back. She is surprised. Yinguo messages Yang and asks, what happened? Why has everyone gone back? He tells her, Mister, he has passed away. I am also on a plane. Yinguo is very sad. Yang says, you focus on your competition. I will see you in China now. Yinguo starts crying. Yang is crying, remembering Mr. He's memories. He comes inside and hugs Mrs. He, crying a lot, and says, I should have come earlier. She says, you go inside and see your coach. When the rituals are being performed, Yang is crying a lot. He is just crying, looking at his coach's picture. Jiang and Yang are talking. Jiang says, a day before his death, Mr. He came to the hospital to meet me. He talked a lot about both of our past and future. I also told him about your plans. Yang says, I am afraid that I will not be able to handle this responsibility properly. Today is Yinguo's final match. Lu says, you couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep either. Mr. He was very good for the city. Yin Guo and Lu's final match begins, and Yin Guo wins the match. After winning the competition, she immediately starts to go back to China. Just then, she gets a message from Xiaodong. Yang will take over Dongsong City. Jiang and Yang go to a place. They go to a club where a note is posted, Mr. He's memorial service will be held tomorrow at 10 a.m. In the next scene, Yang gets quite emotional seeing his club. On the other side, Yin Guo has reached China. Xiao Dong tells Yin Guo, everyone in the family has found out about your relationship. Yang has handled everything very well. Mr. He also used to speak very highly of Yang to your mom. He has also taken charge of the club. He has achieved a lot, so I hope that your mom will have no objection now. Yin Guo thanks him. Now they both go to the memorial hall. After a while, Yang comes there with all his friends. He tells Xiaodong, if you need any help, I am with you. Yang says, thank you very much. You have helped me a lot before too. Then, looking at Yin Guo, he says, the memorial service is about to start, so I have to go inside. Zhang thanks everyone and tells them, from now on, the head of Dongsang City will be Yang, who is Mr. He's student. Yin Guo's mom comes. She asks her to go home. She tells her mom, I will stay here for a little longer and then come back home. Her mom gives her permission. When Yang is about to get in the car, Yin Guo also comes and sits. He asks her, aren't you afraid if someone sees us together? She tells him, Xiaodong has told mom about us, and she has no objection. She asks, where are you going? He tells her, I am going to Dongsang City. She says, I will also go with you. They both go to the city. Yang takes Yin Guo to his office. Yang says, I am not feeling well. Then he lies down in her lap and says, I hadn't decided before to take charge of the city, but now I have to. She tells him, you are not well. You should rest for a while. Then they both fall asleep on the sofa. In the morning, when Yang wakes up, Yin Guo is sleeping. Yin Guo wakes up and says, your club is very big. Yang says, Zhang gets all the credit for this. He worked very hard. He also deleted his surgery because of this. He has given his 10 years to this. Before taking charge of this, I wanted to open my own modern snooker room, where there would be no professional practice but for public enjoyment. But now I have to take charge of the city. After talking to Mr. He, I found out that he has always supported me. Now they both come out. Yang is talking to Jiang. He tells him, you rest now. You have worked a lot. I will take care of all these things now. They talk to each other for a long time. Just then, they reach Yin Guo's house. She says, you have been talking on the phone the whole way, but I'm not complaining. He says, I have to handle everything now. I might not be able to meet you for a few days. Yin Guo hugs him and leaves. When she comes home, her grandma is awake. When she asks her, her grandma says, I was waiting for you so that I could talk to you. Yang is packing his things and his friend is quite upset. Yang explains to him, now you have to handle everything here. I have to go back because Zhang has worked a lot, and now he needs me. So now you have to handle everything here, and if you ever have any difficulty in making a decision, you can ask me. Before leaving, he is eating. His friend asks him, your and Yin Guo's relationship is going very well. You two should get married. He says, she has just graduated, and we haven't spent much time together, so I don't think she's ready for this yet. Yang comes to the city, and the coaches call him to the meeting room. In the next scene, after the meeting, Yang shares some of his ideas with his friends and says, I don't want to make too many changes, but I want to organize a competition. His friends say that no sponsor will invest so much money. He says, okay, then I will go with my second plan. I will promote my coach and players. That will require money for everyone. And who will promote our club for free? Yang sends them something and asks them to check their phones. When they check their phones, they are surprised. Yang says, these are all your competition plans. Event organizers organize events to attract these well-known players, and their prize money is also quite high. The more games you play, the more money will come in. Everyone looks in surprise. Yin Guo messages Yang and tells him, Grandma has invited you for dinner on the weekend. She wants to meet you. Yang says he will come. Yang asks her, are you going for the competition on Thursday? She remembers that she is going on Thursday, so they can have dinner another day. She calls him and says, let's have dinner after I come back. Yin Guo messages Yang, do you want to talk to me about something? He says, you say something. I am listening. She is packing her luggage. She tells him, if Lu had played well, I might not have won the competition, but Xiaodong says that luck is also very important. What do you say about this? Yang says, I don't agree with that. I can't believe he said something like that. He only relies on hard work. Yin Guo says, Xiaodong has many sides to his personality. Like I didn't know that he has ever dated a girl. You have seen this side of him. Yang sees in a flashback that Mr. He puts a blanket on him and tells him, you shouldn't take people's words seriously. You should prepare yourself for every situation. You shouldn't get angry. After remembering this, he tells Yin Guo, after my parents' death, I didn't cry at all, while my younger brother was crying a lot. That's why my relatives also said things to me. Did you see me today? Did I look strange? Yin Guo says, I noticed that while shaking hands, everyone was crying except you. Yang says, if you noticed, then everyone must have noticed. Everyone thinks that I am a very cold person who feels no grief. She says, no, I don't think so at all. Yang tells her to go to sleep, so she falls asleep. But Yang hasn't ended the call. When Yin Guo wakes up in the morning, the call is still on. She asks him, you haven't slept yet? He says, I will end the call. She says, I am missing you. She asks him to kiss her, so he kisses her. Yang sets his things in the room. The coaches come to meet Yang and discuss because those coaches don't understand Yang's plan to send 30 players abroad. They don't seem to agree with the plan. Then the three of them go to meet Zhang in the hospital. Zhang is pouring tea, and his hand is shaking a lot, so the coaches stop him, saying, we will pour it ourselves. He says, now it's difficult to work with this hand. The three coaches return, and two of them are agreeing with Yang's idea. After this, Yang comes to share all his thoughts with Zhang. Zhang tells him, there is good news for you. I am being discharged from the hospital. There is no need to think about anything else. After being discharged, I will rest. And to become your strong support, I will have to be a brother for some time. You find a place for me. Yang takes him to the snooker room. Zhang says, the World Championship must have ended today, so you should bring Yin Guo. Zhang says, this year's Sports Asian meeting is open to players. You can't miss it. Yang says, I have just made a comeback. I am not a national player. Jiang says, I am sure you are qualified for it. Yang smiles. Yang tells Yin Guo, now that you are a professional, you should sign a contract with me. She says, Lu is a good player, and she is also a winner. I am just a runner-up. She is practicing here after winning, and despite losing, I am sitting here and enjoying. Yang says, it's not always the top player who wins. Coming second in this game is also a big deal. She is happy to hear this. Yang now tells Lu, there is a party for you to celebrate winning the competition. She says, thanks, but I am not a part of your club. You don't need to do this. Yang says, see you at the party tomorrow. Now Yang tells Yin Guo, I have dressed up quite well today. I hope your parents will like me. Yin Guo says, if my parents judge you on your appearance like me, they will agree immediately. Yang says, unfortunately, you also only like my face. She says, that's not it. You have many other qualities because of which I like you a lot. Then Yang takes her to his room. Yin Guo says, my dad didn't want to meet you, but when he saw your achievements, he agreed. My health is not quite well because of the competition. Yang hugs her. In the next scene, Yin Guo and Yang are spending time together when Chen arrives. He tells Yang, the vice captain of the 9-ball open wants to discuss the Asian indoor games with you. Yang says, okay. Hearing this, Yin Guo says, someone is keeping an eye on my man. I'm feeling bad. Yang says, she is the vice captain of the 9-ball open team. I can't avoid her. Now Yang carries Yin Guo on his back and tells Chen, today I am going to meet my mother-in-law, so cancel the meeting. Yang brings Yin Guo to his room like this. There are many lighters in a jar. Seeing them, she says, you have a hobby of collecting lighters. He says, when I was alone, I used to collect these lighters. She takes out a jar lighter. She lights the lighter and tells him, make a wish. He says, I wish for everything to go well today. Your parents agree. If they agree, I am ready to do anything. And he starts to kiss her, but Yin Guo stops him and says, we should check the time. We shouldn't be late. Yang gets ready and goes with Yin Guo to her house. Yin Guo introduces him to her father. Xiaodong says, I came here to meet my uncle, and here I also met the leader of Dongsang City. Yang gives some gifts to Yin Guo's father. They start talking. Yin Guo's father appreciates Yang a lot. Yin Guo's older sister also comes, who just says hi and goes to her room. Grandma calls them all to the table for dinner. They all talk while eating. Grandma also likes Yang a lot. Grandma is working, so Yin Guo tells Yang, I should help Grandma. I am going upstairs. So Yang sits with Yin Guo's older sister. Yin Guo comes to call Yang for help and asks him, did my sister say anything to you? Yang tells her, we have met before. My classmate was your sister's friend. In the meantime, Mom also comes home. Mom says, let me freshen up a bit, then we'll talk. Yin Guo is now cutting fruits, and Yang says, let me cut the fruits. He starts cutting the fruits. Seeing him cut the fruits, Yin Guo says, you are cutting fruits better than me. You are good at this. He says, if I had time now, I could have cut them in a stylish way too. Yin Guo says, if my mom talks to you rudely, you should stay quiet. Don't talk about the past. Anyway, Xiaodong told me that mom's perception of you has changed. Yang feels good hearing this. Yin Guo now takes him upstairs and tells him, whatever my mom's opinion is about you, I have decided that I want to be with you. He is happy to hear this. They both come and sit with Mom in the room. Yinguo's mom has a very good conversation with Yang. She likes Yang a lot. Then mom tells Yang about the indoor games. After coming down, Yinguo hugs Yang. Yang takes Yinguo to a bike shop. He tells her, I have prepared a gift for you. Yang shows her the keys. They are of the same apartment that he has bought. Yinguo asks him, you bought the apartment? He says, I didn't have the full payment, so I took a loan. Now we can stay in that apartment. I will repay the loan I have taken by the end of this year. Yinguo asks, why didn't you tell me about this before? He says, I didn't want to spoil the surprise. Then he gives her the keys and says, now this house will be yours. Hearing this, she gets quite emotional. In the meantime, their bike arrives. She takes a ride. Yang brings Yinguo home. In the next scene, Yang makes each member of his club in charge of one Asian game so that their club can participate well. Now, Xiaodong tells Yang, you can skip both events if you want. Yang says, it is not important for me how many medals I win, but our whole team's medals should not be less than others. Now there is a meeting of the China national team, which everyone is there to attend. Just then, the presenter announces the names of those who have qualified. For women's 9-ball, Yinguo and Lu have qualified. For men's snooker, Yang, Xiaodong, and Chen have qualified. Yang has qualified not only in snooker, but also in the other games he participated in. Now the speaker announces the captain's name, and it is Yang. Everyone claps. Yinguo is very happy for Yang. Yang is practicing, and Yinguo also goes there. Yang takes Yinguo to his room. Yinguo asks Yang to see his competition files. They are looking at the files. In those files, there is also a CD from 2005. Yang plays the CD, in which Mr. He is training Yang. Seeing this, Yang gets quite emotional. Yinguo holds Yang's hand, takes him to the room, and picks up shaving supplies, telling him, before you go for training, I want to do some grooming for you. Then she shaves him. Xiaodong and Lin Lin are practicing. Meanwhile, Yang and Yang are also practicing. Now everyone is eating, and Lin Lin asks Yinguo, why don't you two make your relationship public? Yinguo says, Yang is the captain. He can't date right now. So we have decided that we won't tell anyone yet. Yang and Yinguo go out for a walk. They talk for a while. Yang messages Yinguo, open the window and look. When she opens it, there is a chocolate bar there. Yang and Xiaodong are practicing. 2 months later, everyone is present for the competition. There are pictures of Yinguo on display, which some of her fans have displayed. Yang gets a little jealous seeing this. After coming to the room, Lin Lin tells Yinguo, you should check on your boyfriend. His mood was not good. So Yinguo goes to his room to meet Yang. In the next scene, Yang tells Yinguo, we should get married now. Are you scared? She says, I came to talk to you. I didn't know you would bring this up. Yinguo sees a guitar in his room and asks, can you play this? Yang says, I am a very boring person. I only practice games. I don't play this. My whole life has been spent practicing. Today is the first day of the tournament, and all the players from China are in the stadium. Yinguo's father asks Yinguo's mom, why are you not watching the competition? She says, I will watch on the last day because I trust all of them. Now it's the 3rd day of the competition. Yang gets the first gold medal. On the 4th day of the competition, Chen Yang gets a silver medal. Yang has also won the 5th gold medal for the China team. Seeing this, all the club members are very happy. Li Qing has also won a medal. On the 6th day of the competition, the match is between Xiaodong and Yang. Yinguo sees that Yang is massaging his shoulder. In this game, Xiaodong wins the gold medal, and Yang gets the silver medal. Now Yinguo wins in women's snooker. Lin Lin appreciates her. Yang's doctor treats him. Yinguo also comes. She asks the doctor. The doctor tells her, he is fine now. Her eyes fall on the food on the table, and she asks him, you haven't eaten yet. Yinguo starts feeding him. Lin Lin wins the gold medal in women's snooker, while Yinguo wins the silver medal. She sends a picture of the medal to her mom and says, tomorrow I will win the gold medal. Her mom says, I am excited to see your next medal. Yinguo sees Yang's post in which he has dedicated all his medals to his coach, Mr. He. Now, the next day, Yinguo wins a gold medal from the women's team. Yang is very happy. Yinguo wishes Yang good luck for the match. He goes to play the match. Yang, Xiaodong, and Jiang are competing with India, and in the second last round, their score becomes equal, which makes all 3 of them a little worried. Now the final round starts. Yang is performing well in this game. His opponent is also playing very well. The competition is very tough, but Yang wins this game. In this tournament, China wins a total of 6 gold medals. Now these 3 are given medals. Overall, China wins this tournament. The Chinese flag is hoisted there, and they all sing the national anthem together. Yang, Xiaodong, and Jiang are sitting in the stadium and talking about their childhood. Just then, a man comes and tells them, the lights are about to go out. You haven't left yet? Your fans are waiting outside. The 3 of them ask him, can you take our picture? The man takes a picture of the three of them. In the next scene, Yinguo has added Yang to another of her accounts. He reads Yinguo's messages, in which she has written about Yang since the day they started dating. He is very happy after reading this. Just then, their team member comes and tells him, "The doctor wants to see you." Wu Wei shows Yinguo Yang's account, in which he has made all the videos and posts for Yinguo. She is very happy to see this. Now, there is an announcement that they have to go meet the fans. When they go outside, many people are waiting for them. When Yinguo is about to get on the bus, she sees that Yang is surrounded by many people. They are all taking his autograph. Yinguo is very happy to see this. They all go for a picnic. They both enjoy a lot. He shares juice with Yinguo. Yinguo goes to meet her friends. Just then, Yang comes there with a guitar. She says, "You said you don't know how to play the guitar." Jiang says, "That's true. He learned to play the guitar from me in 70 days. Yang sings a song for Yinguo. After the song ends, Yinguo claps for Yang. Yang says, "Thank you very much. You have always supported me. I have watched every one of your games, which gave me the courage to do something. And I came back to my game after 10 years. The day you won the game, you crossed half the stadium to hold my hand. That day, you didn't share your feelings with me, but gave me a crazy love for sports. And the things you feel after becoming a game professional, I used to miss them. Thank you for bringing them back." She starts laughing at this. Now Yang takes out a box and says, "I love you very much and want to marry you." Yinguo starts crying and says yes to marriage. Seeing this, everyone is very happy. Yinguo hugs Yang. Just then, fireworks start. Yang says, "I am a very bad singer, and I don't play the guitar very well either." Yinguo says, "Don't say that. Everything was very good. I liked it a lot." Saying this, Yinguo kisses Yang. 3 years later, Jiang asks Yang, "Why are you leaving Dongsang City?" He says, "Now you are completely fine. Now it's my time to rest." Jiang says, "I have one condition. You will have to take care of my son in the winter." Yang agrees. Just then, a child comes and says, "I need help to learn snooker." They both smile at the child. Yang has brought that child with him, who is Jiang's son. Yinguo goes to the child and meets him. Now Xiaodong comes. The child meets him and says, "Uncle, I sent you so many messages, but you didn't reply to me." Xiaodong says, "If you want me to reply to your messages, then you have to defeat me." He says, "That will definitely happen." Yinguo says, "If I didn't know that he is Jiang's son, I would have thought his real father is Xiaodong." Yang starts playing a game with his old friend and says, "This is my wife. She is beautiful, isn't she?" He says, "Yes, she is beautiful," meaning Yang and Yinguo are also married. Yang brings Yinguo to the Redfish bar. There is no one there. Just then, music starts playing. This is the same music that was playing when they both first met. Yinguo asks, "Did you book this whole place?" Yang says, "Yes, maybe there is no one here besides us." They keep looking at each other. Yinguo hugs Yang. Yang says, "Despite trying hard, I used to feel empty. I used to think that if there is no justice in life, then why should we struggle? I had no place to live. I didn't want to do anything from the heart. And there was no one with whom I could spend my time." Yinguo and Yang say together, "All this was until we